This is the Horse Radio Network.
Greetings, everyone. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily, episode 1360. This time, Horses in the Morning co-host and Monty Roberts certified instructor Jamie Jennings sits down with the man himself to talk about helping a horse who gets stressed out while inside the trailer. This episode is brought to you by Greenflower Botanicals, so listen carefully to this next bit because Roger from Greenflower Botanicals and Dr. Wendy Ying are going to answer another question. What about CBD oil and pain relief?
And now our own Dr. Wendy Ying speaks with Roger from Greenflower Botanicals in a series we call CBD Oil 101.
In our continuing series on CBD oil, we're going to discuss how we can use CBD oil to help us with arthritis and sports injuries in people, horses, and dogs. Roger, how can we use this as part of our protocol to help with arthritis pain?
First of all, probably one of the main things CBD is known for is its anti-inflammatory properties. And of course, that ties right in with its analgesic, pain relieving properties. You can take the oil sublingually, the tinctures that we sell. You can also apply the oil directly to the skin. And then, of course, we also sell lotions for that. But it's highly, highly effective. And it's probably one of the main reasons that people are purchasing CBD out there today. Works wonderfully for dogs. We have our dog using it for hip dysplasia and really any kind of joint and mobility. We'd certainly recommend that people at least give CBD a try because for a lot of people it just is just this side of miraculous, so it seems.
And we know that with traditional non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, there are a lot of side effects like gastric ulcers or liver and kidney damage. Is CBD oil much safer than those other options?
Yeah, that's really kind of beauty of it. I mean, it's a whole plant extract, has all these wonderful omega fatty acids in it and other trace cannabinoids and things. And actually, CBD is very soothing to your gastric system. So there's just really no side effects whatsoever, nothing compared to NSAIDs or other popular pharmaceuticals that people might be using.
And for the topical products, can that help with we're talking about inflammation, that can help with our skin diseases, like maybe hot spots in dogs?
Oh, absolutely. Your skin's the largest organ on your body, but the skin is full of all kinds of little hungry receptors that just love the application of these cannabinoids, which is what CBD is. It's a cannabinoid. So very, very healthy for all kinds of skin conditions, including even acne and things of that nature.
I personally had great results from using the cream on my tennis elbow. It really made a big difference. And also, I didn't have to use as much because I was using it right directly on the spot of the pain. So this is really wonderful, Roger. How can people find out more about Greenflower Botanical products?
Sure, that's real easy. You just go to greenflowerbotanicals.com. You can see all of our products there, whether it's tinctures or topicals. If you use a coupon code HRN, we give 20% off to our HRN listeners.
If you show your horses, please check with your federation on the legal use of CBD oil.
Okay, and the next one comes from Kara. My thoroughbred will walk onto the trailer, no problem, every time. However, once he is on the trailer, he begins to lose his mind, stomping, calling out, adrenaline pumping, and it can be very scary. How do I help him feel more calm in trips in the trailer?
Okay, so here we have this horse, and we need to know, is his issue with the trailer a balance issue? Is he afraid of it moving? Does he lose his equilibrium when you're traveling? Are the stalls too narrow? Does he just simply need company in there with him? Remember that horses are herd animals, and that means they like company. They like other horses around them. And you stick them in a trailer with walls on every side and nothing natural about it at all. And you put them in there and you expect them to stand and just look out that window for whatever length of time it is that you're going to make this trip. Sometimes it's unreasonable to ask a horse to do that, because his nature is, I need a herd. I need horses around me. I feel very uncomfortable when I'm in here all by myself. Now, it doesn't even have to be a horse. I remember one time when I gave advice to a trainer. He was at Del Mar at the time, and I'll shorten this story up for you, but it involved a horse that could make money if you could ship him around the United States and hit races here and there, because he preferred the turf and he preferred certain conditions and distances that meant that he had to travel, because they only had like one race per meet for him in his particular division. And he wouldn't travel. He wouldn't go on an airplane at all. That awful place in there, and he was falling down, and you couldn't afford to ship 2 horses with him. But right outside of his stall, I noticed that the trainer had a parrot, and the parrot sat on a perch there outside of the horse's stall all day. The parrot lived in the office at night, and the horse was fairly tolerant of the parrot being in the office during the night. But during the day, he wanted that parrot right there. And I watched as he went to the racetrack, did his work. He hurried back and kept looking for his parrot. And then when he went in, he'd put his nose out, and the parrot would scratch his head on the horse's nose. And they had a thing going, these two. And so I suggested that he try to take the parrot with him on a trip. And do you know the parrot had to have a special license to travel around because of the agricultural quarantine on exotic birds and things like that? But they got him his blood tested and everything, and he had his passport. And that horse shipped all over, and I think he won almost $1 million shipping to Canada and Florida, then New York and California, and all over the United States, even Seattle. And once he had the parrot with him, he was as quiet as a lamb. So speaking of a lamb is often a good traveling partner for a horse. They're small. They don't cause a lot of trouble. You can teach them to stand with a collar on, so when you get to the horse show or the ride or whatever, you can tie them up to the trailer. And some small animals, even up in the manger of the opposite side of the trailer, will do for company for the horse. A goat. But they have to become involved. There has to be an affair with these horses, a binding, a love affair with the horse and whatever animal you use. So you need to have that horse at home, and then get your partner animal, bonded to the horse, and then you can go anywhere. That's if it's a herd issue. If it's a balance issue, that's another thing, and that requires a wide stall or hauling on a 45-degree angle to the line of travel. That's extremely important in the case of some horses.
And that about wraps it up. You can find links to today's guest as well as lots more tips at horsetipdaily.com. This episode was brought to you today through the generous support of Green Flower Botanicals. You can find them online, greenflowerbotanicals.com, and also from the help of listeners like you. Learn how you can help support Horse Radio Network programming and qualify for auditors-only perks by going to horsetipdaily.com and clicking on the auditor banner. This is Coach Jen, and I will be back again soon with another tip. So until then, go ride your horse. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements made by guests on the Horse Tip Daily. Please use your own judgment when listening to the tips on this show.